Of luck. Of the 10 million Brits who smoke, many will have made quitting their #1 New Year's resolution.
But now, most would have already failed. Actress Linda Robson knows all about the struggle to kick the habit for good.
A smoker since the age of 14, she lost 7 members of her family to smoking-related illnesses.
Having conquered the cigarette habit, Linda joins us with Dr. Chris to offer encouragement if you're trying to do the same. So welcome to both of you. Thank you for being here. Linda, you grew up really surrounded by smoking, didn't you?
I did, yeah. My dad, my mum, all my aunts and uncles. My mum comes from a really big Irish family, 8 boys and 5 girls.
Right.
And all of them, including my mum, have all had smoke-related illnesses, and quite a few of them have died.
When did you start?
Lung cancer. I started on a school trip when I was about 13 or 14. We were going away to Bath for a week, and all of us decided that we wanted to smoke just to make ourselves feel grown up and do something naughty, I suppose. And then smoke for about the next 30 years. I thought when I got back from the school trip, I'll stop. Of course you can't.
And were you a heavy smoker?
Probably not at first, but just gradually over the years it sort of built up. And then my mum had 3 heart attacks related to smoking, so I booked to take her somewhere to be hypnotised, then found out I was pregnant, so I thought, well, I'll have a go as well now. And I did. Stopped for the next 17 years. I didn't smoke. My mum didn't smoke for a couple of years, and then she started again, unfortunately. And then I had my child and everything, and I didn't go back to the cigarettes and everything, and that was all okay. And then on my 50th birthday, 3 years ago, I was out with Pauline Quirk, all my sisters, my friends and everything, and we went out to a restaurant, and quite a lot of them got up after the first course, went out and had a cigarette, and I went out for just a bit of a joke, really. Had a cigarette, and the kids were taking pictures of me. They said, "You're rubbish, Mum, you don't even know how to hold it."
And they've never seen you smoke,
They've never
really,
seen me
not in
smoke.
their memory.
And then after the next course, they all went out. I went out again, had another cigarette, and within about a week and a half to 2 weeks, I'd bought a packet of cigarettes.
After 17 years?
After 17 years of nothing, and then just thought, oh, I can smoke socially. But of course I couldn't, you know, like, it was like I couldn't get enough down me, where I'd had 17 years with no cigarettes. It was like this new thing that I'd, you know, started.
Well, you had to hide to
again.
keep it from the kids, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to be, I mean, I used to wrap my hair in towels, perfumes, I mean, I had every trick of the trade.
You used to eat
oranges, yeah, when I picked my kids up from school, because the orange would be on your hands and it'd take the smell away from your breath, and I mean, I knew every trick, I can't tell you, and gradually, one by one, they all caught me, and they were all absolutely devastated, especially my daughter Bobby. She was crying, "You're going to die." My daughter Lauren, who'd been trying for a baby, said, "If I get pregnant, if I have a baby, you are not looking after the baby while you're smoking." They'd all been such anti-smoking, you know. My dad died 57 of lung cancer.
Well, your dad is... it's funny, isn't it, because these things don't put you off, or no matter how traumatic it is.
No.
And you say that with your dad, it was Bobby, your dad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
His cough entered the room before he did.
Oh, God, he used to cough non-stop, and he used to light one cigarette up off the other cigarette. He never really used a lighter or matches. He'd just light one up and then the other one. And you'd know he was coming because you could hear his cough coming down the corridor, or, you know, knocking on the door outside. You could hear him coughing out in the street or whatever. I mean, he used to smoke the senior service and Players and all those non-tip cigarettes and everything, and my mum, and then gradually they went down to Silk Cut and Marlboro Lights and all of that, but still, you know, like, and it's one of those things that...
Well, very unpleasant end as well.
Yeah, I mean, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and he died within a week and a half, and I'd just given birth to Bobby, which is, so, you know, one minute you're all excited, you've just had a baby, a week and a half later, I was sitting in the room watching him die from, you know, lung cancer. So
this second time round, so you've gone now back to the smoking after your 50th birthday, you've been caught out, you try and keep it a secret. What did you do the next time?
Well, then a television company came to me and asked would I like to be one. They were doing a programme called Celebrity Quitter, so they asked 5 celebrities, and the kids saw the email come through and they said, "Mum, you've got to try now, you've got to do it." And I did, and from that moment I've never touched a cigarette since, but I am still on nicotine replacement.
Right.
So they're quite...
So are you tempted?
No, I haven't been tempted to have a cigarette, so long as I've got the nicotine replacement. If I'm running low, then I have to go. At 11 o'clock at night, I went to Euston Station one night, because I thought if I haven't got the replacement there, I might be tempted to have a cigarette. It's just like your little blanket or whatever, your little thing, and it's been fantastic. It really, really has. So even though my sisters are still smoking, I go out with them, they have a cigarette, and I have a sniff of my, you know, nicotine replacement.
And having... because just before Christmas, you lost an uncle, didn't you?
Yes, my Uncle Joseph died of lung cancer. Same thing again, you know, like he'd smoked all his life and he'd had a terrible cough.
So this has taken a massive toll in your family.
It really, really has, honestly, it really, really has. And
but your sisters still smoke?
Both my sisters still smoke, I know, and it's like, they've got this smoking logic, you know, like, it's like, oh, they're not yet, they're not ready yet.
Not
but
gonna
yeah.
But when they say that you've given up with the help of something, I mean, if you can do it having been a heavy smoker
I know,
yourself,
yeah, and I
didn't
did
he?
go back to 40 a day when I started smoking again. It was
Did
like,
you?
honestly, yeah, and I had the most terrible cough. I'd get up early in the morning, go out on the balcony, have a cigarette, and then I'd start coughing, and they'd be shouting down, "Are you smoking down there?" No, no, spraying perfume and get me oranges out, and I know, yeah.
So if they smell oranges around you now,
I know,
they
now,
get really
I
suspicious.
can't have an orange without them thinking I've had a cigarette.
We took your... you did the lung test, didn't you, early on?
Yeah.
How did that feel when you did that? Have you done it before?
All right, yeah, I did it before, and the programme gave the kids one of those little smoking things, so they could check at any time. I'd never know if they were going to check to see if I'd been smoking, because it comes up and shows
Do we have the
away.
results, Chris?
We're just about to do it now.
Well, we can do. I mean, I blew into it earlier, and I'm a non-smoker.
Yeah.
And my reading was 3, and in fact, I don't know if we can catch that. It's reading. It's usually 1 or 2 for background level of carbon monoxide.
Yeah.
Okay. So take a deep breath in and hold it. Right. Breathe in. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now blow as hard as you can. Keep going, 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 keep going. Okay, that's fine, good. Now.
Well done.
How's that?
4.
So that's going up
5.
to
No, that's
5.
okay.
That's
No.
not, yeah, so
That's
that's okay.
So what would be
A smoker could be 40, 50, 60
right,
parts
okay,
per million.
gosh.
Yeah.
So if
Well
you
done,
are
you.
if you are on them, stuck on them, how do you get off? What have you got?
Well, look, we've got a huge selection here of all the nicotine products. Linda's using a nicotine nasal spray, and I'm glad she is, because this is grossly underused. It gives you, you know, a hit of nicotine.
It does, yeah.
When you first start using it, it can be irritant, and it puts some people off, but that's really effective. Now, I've run smokers clinics for 30 years, and the patients in my clinics, they would all have a patch, and they'd be using another nicotine treatment.
So the patches and the gums and the things like that we know about, don't we? We've
Yes,
seen those.
that's
but
right,
but
yeah.
what about these electronic cigarette
now
things?
these are electronic cigarettes. Now I don't smoke, and Linda's tried one, so
very nice.
let's both try.
It's very nice.
So what does this do? Give you the same hit as one spray?
And that's just
And
water
there's-
vapour.
Yeah, and
How
fantastic.
does that work?
I wish I'd thought of this. What a brilliant idea.
And that's completely harmless?
Yeah, it contains nicotine, but nicotine at the dose taken is harmless. It's the other 4,000 chemicals in tobacco that's dangerous.
Right. Okay.
And with these, you're satisfying the hand-to-mouth, because 20 a day, you're doing this 200 times a day, hand-to-mouth activity. So there's the habit. It's associated with on the phone, with a drink, after a meal, etc. And then you've got 200 shots of nicotine a day if you're on 20 fags. So with this, it's pure nicotine. That's just water vapour.
It's funny actually, because there are still people who get pretty shirty if you use. Well, I've seen someone get told off for using it in a restaurant.
Well, there's certain aeroplanes you're not allowed to use
Yeah,
them on. And
that's
you
right.
see the
Even though
signs
it's
now,
not
no
smoking
electronic
and it's
cigarettes.
harmless, they do say no electronic cigarettes as well.
Some of the airlines ban them. E-cigarettes, I mean, there are various brands, and I must state that quite a few of them have come from China, and the quality is very suspect.
Well, what we'll do, Chris, is we'll put all of these products and those are the ones that you recommend on our website. And thank you very much indeed. And good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now that's it now.
Well, for help and advice on anything we've discussed, please see our website, itv.com/thismorning.
Right, still to come.